So I've got my latest brew on in the Pinter 2, and what I wanted to try and do is recreate one that I done in the Pinter 1. So what I'm doing here is Stars and Stripes. It's been brewing for 6 days, and it's cold crashed for 1 day. And what I'm going to do now is do a hop tea edition. So I've previously done a hop tea edition on the Pinter 1, and I've done that by putting it into the dock itself and then attaching it and adding it in. But I'm going to make use of the hopper, and I'm going to make my hop tea edition via that. To make my hop tea edition, I have used 20 grams of Cascade hops and 20 grams of Amarillo hops, which is the same as I done in the original brew. I've then put those hops in a muslin bag and put them into hot water to allow the hop flavour to develop in the water. Once that's done, I transfer the now hop tea into a measuring jug. One thing to note is that I have sanitized all items that are coming in contact with this hop tea. That means I've sanitized the thermometer, the jugs and everything. And as I go through, I have continued to sanitize to make sure that the product is not going to be infected in any way. I then transfer the hop tea into my T2 filter. It is a tea filter, but it works perfectly for me for doing filtering. I then run it through again just to make sure that I've cleaned and got out all of the elements that I don't want to add in. And now I wait for the temperature to reduce to a suitable level, which I'm looking about 20 to 25 degrees. Well, it's a game of trial and error, isn't it, with the Pinter? I did try releasing pressure, but there is just too much pressure in the Pinter 2. And this is starting to actually bobble up a bit with the pressure in there. I was hoping to just release what I thought would be a blanket of CO2, be able to drop the hop oil or hop tea in via the hopper area and then away with it. But unfortunately, I say the pressure's too high, so I am going to have to go down the old route that I've done with the Pinter 1. I'm going to have to undock, fill the dock with the hop tea, and then reattach it. Let's go that way then. I was going to remove the top this way, but I've just had a thought, because of the pressure of the Pinter 2, that this may throw everything upwards. So I'm probably going to have to dock it the other way, meaning I'm losing some extra beer in a sense, but I think the hop tea should be fully infused in there. And hopefully, I won't lose too much beer the other way round. Well, a slightly different outcome than I was planning when I started the video. I have added the hop tea to my Stars and Stripes in the Pinter 2, but I've had to go via the same method that I added hop tea on the Pinter 1. The pressure in here is absolutely crazy. I know that's how it gets carbonated and does the brewing, but it is at crazy levels. And even just using the release valve, it was letting out so much. And when I undocked it and then put the hop tea in and then redocked it, again, crazy amount of pressure when I took that dock off again. Right, I think it's time now to chuck this in the fridge, leave it to condition in the cold for, well, it's supposed to be 3 days. I'll probably do it for 4 or 5 days and see how it comes out, which will be in a moment. Well, a day after filming that, an email was sent out by the Pinter asking people to not brew on pressure. I didn't remove the pressure, I just left it to condition myself. considering I seen the amount of pressure that was in there anyways when I attempted to do my sort of dry hopping, I didn't want to go through that and try and remove all that pressure for the conditioning. So this has been conditioning. Well, I left it one day after I put the dry hop, and it's been 6 days conditioning in the cold. And I mean, it's really, really chilled on this. They do sort of say as close to 0 as possible is normally best for conditioning. I have pulled off just a little bit, which is the foam to begin with. Otherwise, I think we should be okay to pour and see how this has come out. Well, what was after quite a long pour, not the quickest, but the head, that's how it's come out, literally. So 1 finger head, perfect. The color of this, it's hazy. It's a dark amber color for me here. Not sure if it's the same on the camera. It looks, at the top, it looks more like a bitter, actually. Down at the bottom, it's lighter and I can see through it. But it is definitely looking dark. Let's have a sniff of it. Straight away, on the nose, it's not ready. I'm gonna say it's not ready. I think this needs more time. That the nose isn't smelling right. I think it needs more conditioning time, which I'm probably gonna do in bottle at this stage. Yeah, it doesn't smell like when I've done Stars and Stripes in the Pinter 1 with the same hop tea. I brewed them both to the same standard. I've put the same hop amount in there. And actually, if anything, the Pinter 2, I've given a longer for the brew and longer for the condition than I did in the Pinter 1. And the nose just isn't there at the moment. It's smelling a bit too green hop element. It requires a bit longer, I feel, to develop the flavour. Right, let's go in for a taste of this. It's quite carbonated. I will say there's a lot of carbonation in there, but yeah, the hop's just not there. The hop flavour, it's missing slightly. Now, I said that I've brewed it to the exact same recipe. The only difference is that I've done one on the Pinter 1 and one on the Pinter 2. Yeah, it's just not quite the same. I think, as A&E Do Brews has said, old Fast at 50 channel has renamed himself, I think the pressure's too high. I have brewed this at setting 1, and then I've switched it to 2 for the condition. And there's definitely loads of carbonation in there, but the hop tea that I've added with all the hops just hasn't added to this, and yeah, a bit disappointed. As I said, I'll bottle it, see how it comes out. But if I was to do this again, I think I'll do it on my Pinter 1. And I think it's time to put a Pinter 2 brew back into the Pinter 2, not fiddle with it, and just do it without the hop extract, see how it comes out. And I'll make a decision on whether I do the low setting or not. Let's see. I don't think I'm going to drink this. It's a bit too bland. It's very carbonated, not much flavour. I have to find another beer, but until next time, take care everyone.